Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. S here, and you're probably thinking to yourself, Mr. S, the title of that book is not in Spanish. You told us you're going to read us books in Spanish this week. And you're right, I did. But there's a reason why I'm sharing this book today and tomorrow as well. And that reason is the following. For many of you out there, you can see that it is written and illustrated by Tommy D. Paola. Now, the reason I'm sharing this book is because, sadly, this wonderful author and illustrator recently passed away. As a matter of fact, he passed away yesterday. He was 85 years old. Now, he wrote, and get this, over 260 children's books. Not only wrote, he illustrated them as well. That's why I'm going to read this one dedicated to Tommy D. Paola, called Big Anthony, His Story. If you're familiar with Strega Nona, well, this is the prequel to Strega Nona. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was small, I read a few books, I would say many books by Tommy D. Paola. My favorite ones included the following: Bill and Pete. Now, if you've never read Bill and Pete, definitely go and check it out. You will like it. There are 3 in this series. Another one that I remember reading, not only for myself, but for my daughter when she was growing up, is called Nana Upstairs, Nana Downstairs. Just wanted to share that with you. So, as I said, I'm going to read half today and the other half tomorrow in dedication to this wonderful and world-renowned illustrator and writer, Tommy D. Paola. Big Anthony, His Story. It was a beautiful, sunny day on a farm in the northern hills of the country we now know as Italy. Everything was set for a big feast. The whole family was gathered at the door of the farmhouse. Let's see, there's the family, there's the hillside, and there's the buffet, a huge feast. I wonder what they're going to celebrate. Here comes the bambino, Zia Rosetta, the aunt called out. The godparents, carrying a fine baby boy, walked out, followed by a beaming mama and a proud papa. On to the church, il padrino, the godfather announced. This will be the happiest of days. This is the firstborn, and he will do great things. After all, said Nonno Emilio, the grandfather, children are our future. Everyone crowded into the church for the christening. The godparents held the baby as everyone gathered around. The baby was fast asleep. Mama whispered softly, "Wake up, my son, and listen to Padre Marcello." The priest started to pour the holy water as he declared, "Henceforth, you shall be known as Anthony." I wonder what happens. Just then, baby Anthony, who was still asleep, threw up his arm, spilling the holy water all over himself and everyone else. Look, baby Anthony didn't even cry, woke up when he got all wet, Zia Rosetta whispered to Nonna Graziella, his grandmother. What a good bambino. Nonna Graziella said as she watched everyone drying off. I don't know. On little Anthony's first birthday, there was a feast of all feasts. In the shade of the olive grove, the family and friends sat at tables piled with food. On a separate table was the birthday cake. Papa stood to give a birthday greeting. Sit quietly, my son, and listen to Papa, Mama whispered to little Anthony. Papa began to make a speech. It was a long speech. And now, Papa said, Felice compleanno, happy birthday to my little son. But little Anthony was nowhere to be seen. Do you see him? Can you think what's going to happen? Suddenly, there was a loud crash. Everyone looked around, and there was little Anthony covered in cake. Nonna Graciela said, "Little Anthony may be a bit of trouble." Well, little Anthony began to grow. "He's going to be a bigger boy," Nonna Emilio said. "He takes after my side of the family." Soon it was time for little Anthony to learn to drink out of a cup. Nonna Graciela was going to teach him. "Hold your cup in both hands." Anthony did. "Lift it up." And Anthony did. "Now drink." Just then, a bird sang. What's going to happen? Let's find out. "He doesn't pay attention," Nonna Graciela said. "That's the trouble." And Nonna Graciela was right. Every year, little Anthony grew taller. Soon he was big enough to help on the farm. "Here's a basket, Anthony. Go to the garden and pick the lettuce the way I showed you. Then bring it to me in the kitchen," Mama told him. "Si, Mama," Anthony said, and Anthony did. Do you see what might happen next? What's your prediction? "Oh, Anthony," Mama said. "Just one leaf of lettuce." Now, Anthony was old enough to go to school. Anthony loved school, but the teacher kept on saying, "Attenzione, Anthony. Per favore, please pay attention." Because Anthony was the tallest boy in school, the teacher asked him to stay after school one day and help tidy up the schoolroom. "Anthony, would you please put all these books up on that shelf? We'll put the other things away when I come back." "Are you paying attention to me, Anthony?" "Ah, si, professore. Up on the shelf." So Anthony did. What's going to happen next? Were you right? As Anthony grew older and taller, he was needed on the farm. "Anthony," Nonna Graciela said, "take the lunches down to the field where the men are haying. And," Nonna Graciela added, "be sure to find a shady spot to put them so they don't get hot in the sun." "Si, Nonna," Anthony said. Anthony looked around. There were no trees in the field. "I know," he said to himself. "I'll put the lunches under that haystack. That'll stay nice and cool there, and I'll just take a nap until it's time to eat." So Anthony did. "Anthony," Nonna Emilio called. "Wake up! Where is the food? We are hungry." Anthony smiled a big smile. "I did just what Nonna Graciela said. I put the lunches where they would stay nice and cool, and I put them under a haystack. I'll go get them right away." Do you see the problem? Now Anthony was the tallest one in his whole family. "It's from my side," Nonna Emilio said. Everyone began to call him Big Anthony. "Big Anthony, Mama said one day. Go find your papa. The pasta is ready. Si, Mama, Big Anthony said and rushed out. And Anthony, don't leave any of the gates open. Did you hear me? Si, Mama, Big Anthony shouted. Gates open. And Big Anthony did. A little attention goes a long way, wouldn't you say? He left every single gate open. That's it, Papa said. It's time for Big Anthony to go out into the world and earn his fortune. Before he ruins ours, said Nonna Graciela. Arrivederci, Big Anthony. Buona fortuna, good luck, the family called as Big Anthony set out on his journey. Down the highways and byways, Big Anthony strode south, whistling a happy tune. The whole world was ahead of him. How excited he was. He walked and walked until the sun set. He arrived at a town called Pizza. It was too dark to go any further, so Big Anthony found a wall to sit against. He opened a sack and ate his supper. Before he knew it, he was fast asleep. I wonder what's going to happen next. Tune in tomorrow to find out. Again, thanks for listening. Be good humans. Take care of one another. Take care of yourselves. Until tomorrow.